Corruption is destroying our beautiful nation, and according to the late Sir Marauta, corruption has become systemic and endemic. To address this chronic disease in our country, let's examine whether the people we trust most with our lives, our politicians, are concerned about corruption. We literally entrust the destiny of our lives, figuratively speaking, to politicians to chart the course of our country and determine the kind of life we live. So are politicians concerned about the corruption in public? Stay with me as I share my personal experience working in Parliament with members and ministers for over 15 years, including being at the heart of one vote of no confidence. In 2016, the then opposition leader Don Pole initiated a vote of no confidence against Prime Minister Peter O'Neill and his PNG government, of which the current Prime Minister James Marape was a key architect. Pole and his deputy, the late Sam Basil, along with a few leaders, moved the VONC against the PNG government amid serious allegations of rampant corruption. These allegations include 1. Inflated SP games, 2. Inflated contracts to foreigners in cities at the expense of rural communities, 3. The UPS 3 billion in a loan to a majority foreign-owned company, All Sets, 4. Mortgaging LN revenues, effectively selling of PNG assets at the expense of PNG interest, 5. Purchase of 100 million in defunct generators that are now nowhere to be found. In any modern democracy that truly upholds the integrity of governance, such allegations would have led to the resignation of the Prime Minister or a mass withdrawal of support by MPs, forcing a change of leadership and government. So how does the world see us? PNG scores 29 out of 100 on the Corruption Perception Index and is ranked 133 out of 180 nations, making it the most corrupt in APEC according to Transparency International. The Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC, 2023 annual report stated that it is conservatively estimated that up to 10% of government spending, or at least 2.4 to 3 billion per annum, is lost to fraud, waste and error. This staggering amount could have been better utilized for essential services. The ICAC report also highlights the cost of corruption, such as undermining democratic processes and reducing public confidence in the governance and rule of law. Where do MPs come into play in addressing corruption? MPs play a pivotal role in addressing corruption through legislation, oversight and advocacy. They have the power to enact laws that promote transparency, accountability and stringent anti-corruption measures. MPs oversees government activities and expenditure, ensuring proper use of public funds. Their participation in parliamentary debates and committees focused on corruption is essential for robust governance. By supporting independent anti-corruption agencies and judicial bodies, MPs aid in effective investigation and prosecution of corrupt activities. MPs can also champion whistleblower protection laws to encourage reporting of corruption, setting a moral standard and influencing public perception and behavior. Let me tell you a story about what transpired in 2014. In 2014, a controversial loan was presented to Don Pole, then the Treasury Minister in the O'Neill government. There was no economic or social justification for borrowing 3 billion to fund All Sets interest in PNG LNG, with the loan to be repaid by the people of PNG. Pole saw the corruption at the heart of the UBS loan and fought hard to repeal it. Despite being at the helm of the government, Pole refused to sign the loan, sacrificing his position and the benefits of his office because he recognized the corruption perpetuated by selfish and greedy individuals willing to sell out the country for their own egoistic and personal interest. That is fighting corruption. If not, I don't know what it is. Recent government initiated measures and reforms to address corruption in PNG include 1. The establishment of Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC, to investigate and prosecute corrupt practices. 2. The Whistleblower Protection Act, providing protections for individuals who report corrupt activities. 3. Leadership Code enforced by Ombudsman Commission, mandating high standards of ethical conduct for leaders. 4. Public Finance Management Act, enhancing transparency and accountability in managing public funds. Corruption is not only a concern for MPs and must be addressed at all levels of society. We all must do our part, however small it may seem, to fight and address corruption. It is a cancer that threatens to destroy our nation and our future. We must unite to tackle corruption at every level of society. Now to our question. Are MPs concerned about corruption in PNG? During my involvement in VONC, all documentation alleging corruption was delivered to all MPs within Parliament. MPs were made aware of these activities by a small band of concerned opposition members during debates, the VNC lobbying period, individual meetings, and public addresses to the media and through pressures from NGOs and the unions. Yet, despite the glaring documentation of corruption, only the late Ben Micah sacrificed his ministry to join the opposition benches, and almost 90 MPs chose to stay back in a government riddled with corrupt allegations. Here we are now in 2024, with the opposition under Douglas Tomoresi and its PM nominee Rainbow Paita moving a VNC against Prime Minister James Marape. Allegations of corruption are hot on all forms of media, and everyone in the country is talking about what is happening in our country today. Now the crucial question we all ask is, will all this influence our MPs in government to move or to make a decision? What do you think? We'd like to hear your thoughts. Please subscribe and share.